Have you ever wondered if the words you speak every day might be quietly stealing your happiness and peace of mind? It may sound surprising, but the phrases you repeat often have the power to shape how you see yourself, how others see you, and even how much joy you feel in your daily life. For many older adults, certain words slip into conversations so easily that they go unnoticed. But over time, they create limits, doubts, and even loneliness. In today's video, we are going to uncover 9 common phrases that seniors should stop saying right away. These are words you've probably heard 100 times, maybe even used yourself, but no one talks about how damaging they can be. I'll not only point them out, but also give you simple, uplifting alternatives to use instead. Phrases that build confidence, strengthen your connections, and help you feel more respected and valued. And before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Drop your city or state in the comments. It's always inspiring to see our community of older adults from across the country sharing this space together. Phrase 1. It doesn't matter. At first, saying "it doesn't matter" might feel harmless. It sounds polite, like you're keeping the peace or avoiding unnecessary fuss. But over time, this little phrase can quietly erase your voice. For many older adults, it becomes a shield, something you say instead of expressing what you truly want or need. You may think you're making life easier for others, but in reality, you're teaching yourself to step back, to disappear, and to believe that your preferences don't count. Think of Margaret, age 77. Whenever her children asked what she wanted for dinner, she would brush it off with, "It doesn't matter, you decide." On the outside, it looked like flexibility. But inside, Margaret often felt invisible, like her choices didn't belong anymore. One year, when her granddaughter asked what kind of cake she wanted for her birthday, she almost said the same thing, "It doesn't matter." But then she paused. Instead, she said, "I'd love a lemon cake, just like the ones I used to enjoy when I was younger." That small moment of honesty lit her up inside, and it reminded her family how much joy comes from honoring her wishes. Experts say that expressing your preferences isn't selfish, it's essential. Whether it's choosing a meal, a TV show, or how you spend your afternoon, your voice matters. Each time you replace "it doesn't matter" with an honest answer, you affirm that your happiness and comfort are important too. So the next time you feel tempted to brush something aside, try saying instead, "I'd really enjoy this," or "this would make me happy." You'll be surprised how much brighter life feels when you allow yourself to take up space in your own story. Phrase 2. I'm too old. Every time you say, "I'm too old," you place a limit on yourself before you even begin. It's a phrase that quietly closes doors and convinces you that opportunities are no longer meant for you. And the more often you repeat it, the more it shapes how you see your own future. Take Harold, age 81. For years, he dreamed of learning to paint, but he kept telling himself, "I'm too old to start something new." Then one day, his daughter gifted him a set of paints and brushes, encouraging him to give it a try. At first, his hands shook and his strokes were messy, but instead of giving up, Harold pushed aside the phrase, "I'm too old," and replaced it with, "Why not now?" Slowly, he began creating small landscapes. Today, he proudly hangs his work in the hallway, and his neighbors often compliment his new hobby. Experts agree that the phrase, "I'm too old," is one of the most damaging beliefs seniors carry because it robs you of the joy of discovery. Age does bring change, yes, but it also brings wisdom, patience, and perspective, qualities that make learning and exploring even more meaningful. So instead of shutting down possibilities with "I'm too old," try saying, "It's never too late," or "This could be fun for me." By opening yourself up, you give yourself permission to grow, to surprise yourself, and to prove that life can offer new chapters at any stage. Phrase 3. I can't. This phrase slips out easily when something feels difficult, unfamiliar, or uncomfortable. But each time you say it, you build a wall around yourself, convincing your mind and body that you're not capable, even when the truth is you may just need patience, practice, or a little support. Consider Dorothy, age 79. When her grandson bought her a tablet so they could video chat, her first reaction was, "I can't use this." She felt overwhelmed by the buttons, the apps, and the touchscreen. But instead of giving up, she tried saying, "I'll give it a shot." With her grandson's help, she learned step by step. A few weeks later, she was proudly calling him on her own and even teaching a friend how to send photos. Experts remind us that "I can't" isn't usually about real ability. It's about fear of failure. And while fear is normal, it doesn't have to control you. Replacing "I can't" with phrases like "I'll try" or "I might need some help" shifts your mindset from limitation to possibility. Every time you choose to replace "I can't" with a more hopeful phrase, you give yourself room to grow. Even small steps forward, like trying a new recipe, walking a little farther, or learning a new skill, can remind you that you're still capable of more than you think. Phrase 4. I'm a burden. Among all the painful things you can say about yourself, "I'm a burden" is one of the heaviest. It usually comes when you need help, maybe with errands, a ride, or even daily tasks. You might worry that asking for support will inconvenience your family or friends. But holding on to this belief can quietly damage your relationships and keep you from accepting the care you truly deserve. Let's take the example of Robert, age 82. After his eyesight worsened, he stopped driving. Every week, his daughter offered to take him grocery shopping, but Robert often said no, telling himself he was a burden on her busy schedule. One day, he finally admitted how guilty he felt. To his surprise, his daughter smiled and told him those trips were some of her favorite times of the week. What he thought was a weight on her shoulders was actually a chance for them to share laughs, memories, and quality time together. Experts point out that helping each other is part of love, not a sign of weakness. When you let others care for you, you also give them the gift of feeling useful and connected. Instead of saying, "I'm a burden," try replacing it with, "Thank you for being there for me," or "I appreciate your help." These words not only lighten your heart, they strengthen bonds with the people who matter most. Phrase 5. I used to be. This phrase may seem harmless, but it often traps you in the past. Saying, "I used to be," focuses attention on what you were once able to do, instead of appreciating what you can do now. While memories are valuable, constantly comparing the present with yesterday can leave you feeling discouraged or disconnected from your current life. Take the example of Linda, age 76. She often told friends, "I used to be a great tennis player," but after arthritis made the game too painful, she withdrew from most social activities. For a while, she felt as though her best days were behind her. Then she discovered a local walking group and began bringing her camera along. Soon she was capturing beautiful photos of flowers, birds, and sunsets. By shifting her focus from "I used to be" to "Today I enjoy," Linda found fresh joy and purpose that fit her life now. Experts point out that honoring your past is healthy, but living in it can prevent you from celebrating today's strengths. Every stage of life brings new opportunities to enjoy, learn, and contribute. Instead of saying, "I used to be," try, "Now I'm learning," or "These days I enjoy." These small changes highlight the value of the present and keep you connected to the richness of life as it unfolds. Phrase 6. What's the use? This phrase is one of the quickest ways to drain motivation. Saying, "What's the use?" usually comes when you feel tired, discouraged, or doubtful that your efforts will make a difference. But over time, it can convince you that trying doesn't matter at all, and that mindset can shrink your world. Take Gerald, age 84. After his wife passed away, he started skipping his morning walks. He told himself, "What's the use? No one cares if I go or not." Weeks later, his neighbor noticed and invited him to join a small walking group. At first, Gerald hesitated, but eventually he agreed. Soon, he discovered that those daily walks weren't just exercise, they gave him friendship, laughter, and a reason to look forward to each morning. Experts emphasize that effort itself has value, even when results feel small. Reading a few pages of a book, making a phone call, or tending to a plant may not seem huge, but each action adds meaning to your day. Instead of saying, "What's the use?" try shifting your words to, "This matters to me," or "Let me give it a try." By choosing hope over resignation, you remind yourself that every step forward, no matter how small, is proof that your life still holds purpose. Phrase 7. Nobody cares. This phrase often slips out during lonely moments, when plans are canceled or calls go unanswered. But saying "nobody cares" doesn't just express disappointment, it deepens it. The more you repeat it, the more you convince yourself that you're invisible, which can lead you to withdraw from others even more. Take Irene, age 79. One weekend, her son couldn't make their usual visit because of work. Hurt and frustrated, she told herself, "Nobody cares about me anymore." The following week, he showed up with groceries and flowers, apologizing for missing their time together. Irene realized that while people may sometimes get busy, it didn't mean they stopped caring. Experts explain that assuming indifference often hides the truth. Most people do care, even if they sometimes fall short. Relationships naturally ebb and flow, but connection can always be rebuilt. Instead of shutting down with "nobody cares," try shifting to "I'll reach out to someone today," or "somebody will notice if I make the effort." By taking that first step, whether it's a phone call, a note, or simply greeting a neighbor, you open the door for kindness to return. And often, that reminder of connection is exactly what lifts the heavy feeling of being alone. Phrase 8. I'm just lucky. On the surface, this phrase might sound modest, even humble. But when you say, "I'm just lucky," in response to compliments, you erase the credit you deserve for your own choices and efforts. It makes your health, resilience, or positive outlook sound like a random accident instead of the result of the way you've lived your life. Take the example of Samuel, age 78. Friends often admired how active and cheerful he was. But whenever they praised him, Samuel laughed and said, "I'm just lucky." One day, his granddaughter reminded him that his daily walks, his habit of eating healthy meals, and his way of staying in touch with friends weren't luck at all. They were decisions he had made over and over again. That small reminder helped Samuel see that he was giving himself too little credit. Experts encourage seniors to recognize their own role in building a meaningful life. Instead of dismissing compliments, try responding with, "Thank you, I've worked at it," or "I'm grateful for the habits I've built." These words not only honor your own effort, they inspire others to believe that they, too, can create positive changes through their choices. When you acknowledge your part in your successes, you strengthen your confidence and show others that aging with joy is not about luck, it's about courage, persistence, and self-care. Phrase 9. It's too late. Out of all the phrases older adults fall back on, "it's too late" may be the most limiting. Those 3 words shut the door before you even knock. Whether it's learning a new skill, mending a relationship, or starting a hobby you've always dreamed about, telling yourself it's too late convinces you that the best parts of life are already behind you. Take Eleanor, age 82. For years, she wanted to join a local book club, but she kept thinking, "It's too late for me to start now. Everyone else is younger and more experienced." Finally, her neighbor persuaded her to give it a try. To her surprise, she not only enjoyed the discussions, but became one of the group's most valued voices. She realized it wasn't too late at all. It was the perfect time. Experts remind us that growth and discovery don't come with an expiration date. Every stage of life offers opportunities to explore something new. Instead of saying, "It's too late," try asking, "Why not now?" Or, "What do I have to lose?" These small shifts open the door to fresh experiences and keep your spirit alive. As long as you are here, it's never too late to learn, to love, or to start again. As we come to the end of this conversation, take a moment to think about the phrases we've explored together. Maybe one or two of them sounded very familiar, words you've caught yourself saying without even realizing their impact. The truth is, the language you use matters more than you think. It shapes your mood, your confidence, and even how others connect with you. And while changing habits isn't always easy, it's one of the most powerful steps you can take to bring more joy and strength into your daily life. The good news is, you don't have to change everything at once. Start small. Choose just one phrase you'd like to let go of this week and replace it with something more uplifting. Notice how it makes you feel and how the people around you respond. Often, even one simple shift in words can brighten your outlook and remind you that your life still holds meaning, purpose, and possibility no matter your age. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which phrase do you plan to stop using starting today? Share your answer in the comments below. Your words might inspire someone else in this community who needs that encouragement. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue bringing content that informs, uplifts, and inspires. Thank you for spending this time with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.